We already know you're not a fan of the large nostril design stealing all of the attention on BMW's recent M lineup, but in the case of this Art of Attack X RS Future Dynamics collaborative BMW M4 build, you might be able to put all of that aside. Positioned in the CSF Radiators booth right next to the Stance Works K-Series Ferrari, this BMW's factory black paint with a healthy serving of custom carbon fiber bits is aggressive and purposeful and will certainly change some minds. It shaped up rapidly as an R&D joint venture between the two track-savvy groups, and after its show and pony gig in Vegas, it's headed right into battle. Earlier this year, the custom M4 was taken to the track for some initial testing to gauge its potential in factory form. Talking to Art of Attack's Angel at his shop during one of their massive block party events, he mentioned that they'd been impressed with the M4's track outings and were thinking about taking things a bit further. Well, this is further, and it happened rather quickly. The process began less than 2 months ago with a thorough interior stripped down. To get it into the right hands to begin, the car only had to move about 15 feet into the RS Future portion of Art of Attack's huge work bay. There, RSF did a complete inventory after pulling everything out and determining what would and wouldn't go back in as they searched for a lower curb weight. As a result, the dash and gear selector surround are really the only BMW pieces left from the scavenging. With a blank slate, the M4 was then delivered to RS Motorsport in Sacramento for a custom TIG welded roll cage built in Dockle steel by Riley Stair. You remember that name because his 1970 Trans Am, featured at SEMA, immortalized as a Hot Wheels, and featured here at Super Street, is absolutely unforgettable. The same detailed tube chassis work he applied to his domestic build was used to create this 8-point masterpiece, which strategically ties into the car's body to maximize rigidity. Once returned, a single seat, proper harness, and suede grip KMP steering wheel were the only items onboarded. The Recaro Pro Race RMS 2600A is by far the most modern motorsport seat the group could have chosen. Constructed in carbon fiber and using padding only in the areas that separate the body from the seat's rigid surface, it's remarkably lightweight and is the ideal match this modern M4. The cooling portion of the build was handled by CSF Radiators' new level-up charge air cooler replacement manifold that features a core made by Power. A single-piece unit, it combines an air-to-water charge air cooler with the intake manifold all built in billet aluminum rather than the factory plastic end tanks that reportedly begin letting go at around 27 pounds per square inch. RS Future designed, produced, and installed their custom front splitter that extends the front bumper by a mile and matches sharp side diffusers. In the rear, a pair of swan neck-style pedestals carry a featherweight carbon fiber wing that sits almost at roof level. This isn't a mishmash of wild carbon pieces haphazardly tossed at a coupe, as RS Future's R&D and track experience runs remarkably deep, and there's little doubt that this car will perform incredibly well, far better than its already impressive factory trim numbers. Suspension is of course a huge factor, and with KW V3 coilovers and an array of SPL parts adjustable control arms, the group has gathered some track test data and determined that stiffer spring rates and some alignment changes should be utilized. Sticky 325/305 Goodyear Eagle Supercar 3R tires are used on Titan 7 wheels that help round out a menacing look to the M4 from every angle. The unique display of this well-equipped M4 and the Honda-powered 80s Ferrari right next to it is the latest in a series of attention-grabbing builds presented in the CSF Radiators booth. Spearheaded by Ravi Dolwani, the CSF booth has become an annual destination for SEMA show-goers who've come to expect greatness from the cooling specialist's Las Vegas visit. With SEMA underway and the car locked in Vegas until Friday, Art of Attack and RS Future will finish out the week before the car's dyno session and final prep take place for next week's Global Time Attack Finals at Buttonwillow Raceway. The car has already clicked off a 1 minute 49.7 seconds lap on Buttonwillow's 13CW configuration at full weight and at the factory power level. With a substantial increase in power, a diet, and suspension tuning, you can expect that number to noticeably drop at GTA.